What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So the topic of this video, I think, is one that the fans really seem to want to discuss. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was reading the comment sections on a lot of these posts about the prize money at the Arnold for next year being $500,000. There's a lot of comparison right now and a lot of conversation about what the Arnold Classic is doing versus what the Olympia has been doing. It seems like a really big topic right now, and that $500,000 prize money announcement was really a big kickoff point for this conversation. But I'm noticing there's a lot of other things being discussed, and one of the big ones that I've seen in almost every comment section, even unrelated to the topic of prize money, is comments about how much better the lighting was at the Arnold Classic than at the Olympia. Now, I know this has been a criticism of the Olympia for several years now. People have been saying there's too much going on. The background is too distracting. You've got all these laser lights that are shining in between the camera and the bodybuilder. The background is moving too much. There's smoke machines on stage. All this stuff, and I'm seeing, this seems to be one of the most prevalent comments coming out of this weekend, is that the Olympia, if they need to step up anything, if they want to copy anything that the Arnold is doing, that it needs to be the lighting. I'm seeing this comment just over and over and over and over again. So I went back and actually watched the full bodybuilding finals for the Olympia of 2023. And then I went back and watched the full finals for bodybuilding of the Arnold Classic that just ended. Now this, I wanted to show you guys, it's a pretty insane side-by-side comparison. And I wanted to make this as direct a comparison as possible. So this is Hadi Chupin's individual routine from the finals of the Arnold next to Hadi Chupin's individual routine from the finals of this past Olympia, the 2023 Olympia. Look at the difference in the clarity of these two videos. Both these videos are from the live stream of each show. It's also important to point out that the Arnold live stream was free, and this Olympia live stream was $80. So look at the clarity comparison here of the Arnold stream, the lighting, the background versus the Olympia stream, the lighting, the background. If you had to guess which one was free, you'd probably guess the Olympia one because the quality is so much worse. And I think that, like I said, one of the big distracting things is you've got these moving lights, these strobing laser lights that come down, and then the light passes between the camera and the bodybuilder, like causing a glare, and then like filtering through the camera. And then they've got all this smoke coming out around Hadi Chupin. Then you got these lights that are coming down and hitting that smoke and illuminating the smoke and not Hadi's physique. Then you've got the background flashing and moving and strobing and striding and really deflecting from Hadi's physique. But then look at the Arnold stream. Very simple. Very straight-on shot. No movement in the background. No strobe lights. No smoke machines. Just good lighting focused on the bodybuilder. Nothing too fancy, nothing too distracting. Now, let me just say, I don't think it's that the Olympia doesn't read your comments, because I'm sure they've seen them. They're unignorable. I see so many comments about the lighting at the Olympia in the Olympia live stream. There's no way that they're not seeing those comments. There's no way they're just ignoring you guys. I think what it really comes down to, and by the way, I know for a fact the Arnold people see your comments, and I know that they make plans on what they're doing with that stage based on the feedback directly that they get from you guys. I think that's important to point out. But I think with the Olympia, they see the comments, but they think that what they're doing is the better idea, because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell the Olympia as this larger-than-life bodybuilding show. They want to show this show is bigger, it's different, it's not like all these other bodybuilding shows. This is our Super Bowl, so we got to do all this fancy extra stuff like these lasers. We got to do smoke machines. We got to have huge flashy LED screens. We got to show that this is a big production so that we can get bigger sponsors. We can get more mainstream attention. People will recognize by watching this that this is different from your average bodybuilding show. I think the problem with that is probably 90 to 99% of the people that are paying $80 for a bodybuilding stream are hardcore bodybuilding fans. They don't want laser lights. They don't want smoke machines. They don't want big LED backgrounds. The bodybuilding fans that are buying the stream, and I think that's the majority of people buying the stream, they just want to see the bodybuilders. They don't want all this extra stuff. And I think that's the problem. I think bodybuilding, while it certainly has the potential to grow, I think the fan base is getting bigger every year. I think the bodybuilding footprint on social media is getting bigger. I don't think it's ever going to be mainstream. You can put all the strobe lights and smoke machines and big LED boards that you want. There's never going to be a Nike sponsorship for bodybuilding. It's too controversial. There's never going to be an Under Armour sponsorship at the Olympia. There's never going to be like a Dick's Sporting Goods sponsoring a bodybuilding show. You're never going to see Derek Lunsford like on the Jimmy Fallon show after he wins the Olympia talking to Jimmy Fallon about bodybuilding. Bodybuilding isn't meant to be mainstream. It's too much of an extreme, hardcore sport. And I think what they don't realize is the people that are paying for this stream are always going to be the hardcore bodybuilding fans. It's not going to be a casual fan. It's not going to be someone that's just into working out. It's just hardcore bodybuilding fans that are willing to pay almost $100 for a live stream of bodybuilding, and they just want to see bodybuilding. They don't need the smoke. They don't need the lasers. They don't need all these crazy lights. They just want to see the bodybuilders, their posing routines, the comparisons, and they want to see the awards. And I want to know in the comments if you agree with that, because I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm sure that there are a group of people out there that like all this stuff. I'm sure some people like the smoke machines. I'm sure some people like the crazy strobe lights and the laser lights. I'm sure, even though it seems to be pretty one-sided that most people don't like that stuff, I'm sure there are people out there that like it. So make sure you voice your opinion in the comments, because I'm sure I'm not speaking for all of you, but I think I'm speaking for most of you, that most bodybuilding fans just want a very clear, easy-to-see image of their favorite bodybuilder posing. They don't want too many distractions. They don't want smoke. They don't want lights. They don't want fireworks. They don't want lasers. They just want to see their favorite guy compete. That's it. And they want to see it done with good lighting. And I think the Arnold really achieved that. And the reason why I think this is something that we should continue to bring up is because I think it is a significant change. It drastically would improve the viewing experience for all the bodybuilding fans watching the Olympia, at the Olympia in person, and the majority of them that can't attend and have to watch the stream. It makes a much better stream for them. And I say this because it's not like we're sitting here saying your stream is bad, we want you to spend a bunch more money. It's an easy fix, because we're saying we want you to spend less money. We want you to not pay for smoke machines. We want you to not pay for LED lights. We want you to not pay for strobe lights. We want you to not pay for lasers and all this extra action, these giant LED boards that are too overdone. We want you to spend less and just worry on lighting the show well and making it a good viewing experience for people on the stream. So I like to highlight this point, because I don't think it's a crazy extreme ask. It's not like the bodybuilding fans are asking for something that's impossible for the Olympia to do, because the Arnold just showed us that it can be done. And not only can it be done, it can be done on a smaller budget for a free live stream. So it's an easy ask, and I think most bodybuilding fans agree with this. And I want to give you guys another comparison too, just to get two different perspectives. So again, I want to do the exact same thing. Hadi Choopan at the finals of the Olympia, Hadi Choopan at the finals of the Arnold. This time not shot from a live stream, shot by Gilco Productions. I think arguably one of the best videographers in the bodybuilding industry, period. So maybe you can make the argument, well, the live stream quality wasn't that great or whatever, but you can compare the lighting in these two HD videos from Gilco, and I think you're left with the exact same impression. There's too much going on at the Olympia with all this auxiliary stuff that nobody really wants. And I don't want this to be completely one-sided, because there's a lot of things that I think the Olympia does right. It just seems like right now there's a lot of things that they could be doing better, that the Arnold is really stepping up in beating them on. Like, for example, one thing that I like that the Olympia does that the Arnold doesn't do is I've been saying for a while, I think the Arnold should do a press conference on Wednesday like the Olympia does before the show, hosted by Arnold Schwarzenegger, with just like the top guys in the show. I think that would be a really big bonus to the show. And I think people would really enjoy that. And you have Arnold Schwarzenegger at your disposal to host that. I mean, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. And the Olympia does that, the Arnold doesn't. But I think between the free live stream, the increased prize money, which is more than the Olympia, and by the way, people aren't pointing out that the Arnold Classic has already been paying more than the Olympia to Classic Physique for, I believe, the past 2 years. So now they're paying more, and I heard they're also upping the Arnold Classic, or the Classic Physique again, so now they're paying more in bodybuilding than the Olympia. They're paying more in Classic than the Olympia. Their lighting is better. Their presentation and live stream is better, and it's free. I think the pressure is really on the Olympia right now to try to figure out how to turn this around and address these things that are being done by really a rival show and remind us why the Olympia is king, why it's the #1 show. This is good competition, but right now, I'll be honest, other than the history of the Olympia, the fact that it's been around for so long, what makes it better than the Arnold right now? Tell me, besides the history. Arguably, historically, the lineup has been better, more competitive at the Olympia. But I think next year that's going to change. If the Arnold is paying more than the Olympia, I think you'll have the same lineup that you have at the Olympia at the Arnold. So if you have the same quality of competitors, which I think you will with that much prize money, what makes the Olympia better than the Arnold besides the history of the Olympia if we end up having the same quality of competition? And I know some people are going to bring up again that the Arnold has cut some divisions and the Olympia still has all those divisions. That's a fair point if you want to watch those divisions. Me personally, I think the Arnold is a much more enjoyable experience not having to sit through 4 or 5 hours every night of a show in the divisions that most people aren't really watching. The Arnold cut those divisions because they weren't selling tickets. They weren't selling pay-per-views. And they put the money from those divisions to the divisions that were. And I think as a result, at least in my opinion, if you're sitting there live at the finals, you don't have to watch all the stuff that you don't really care about. You're looking at a 2.5, maybe 3-hour finals instead of a 4 or 5 hour finals, which at that point just becomes unenjoyable. So yes, that's a fair point that the Olympia does have all the divisions that the Arnold does not. But do you really hear anybody complaining about those divisions missing from the Arnold? I think all the talk is how good the Arnold was this year because the two divisions that are most popular, men's physique and classic physique, were highly produced, highly paid, and highly competitive. But anyway, this is getting kind of long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And like and subscribe for more. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick, Strength, and Power. Signing out. All right, guys. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.